swish and swipe. I'm swishing, I'm swiping, but you won't hear me griping, cause I'm blessing my house today. I really dig it, I get it. It only takes a minute to keep my house looking this way. And you should see me move when I'm getting in the groove with a can-do attitude. Oh, I fly so high when I'm swishing and swiping. No, you won't hear me rapping, cause I'm blessing my house today. That's right. I've made it a habit, there's nothing hard about it. Just 15 minutes a day. I'm cleaning and cleaning, I do my quick routines, and I'll soon be able to play. And you should see me smile when I'm sprucing up this time. It takes a little while and I'm done. It's fun when I'm swishing and swiping. No, you won't hear me griping, cause I'm blessing my house today. Here we go now. Swish and swipe. Around and around I swirl, just once around this tub, and things are looking up and I fly so high when I'm swishing and swiping. No, you won't hear me griping, cause I'm blessing my house today. That's right, I'm blessing my house today.
Jazz hands. Get on in here, everybody. It's time for a podcast, I guess, a video cast, a YouTube cast, a Facebook cast. I don't know what we are, but we're on a lot of platforms and we're trying to help people. And when you share our videos, you help us to help others. Yeah, you get the word out there. And when you share, it also messes with the artificial intelligence that rules the world. And we are here to tell it, we can do this. We can do this. We can help people. You don't have to be in control of us. We are going to share. We're going to tell it by word of mouth. We're going to let people know that we're here to help you, and it doesn't cost a thing. Doesn't cost a thing. If you want to buy something from us, that's fine. If it's our messages are free, and our messages are where the power is. Because when you get our messages in your inbox every day, it's called immersion class. We're helping you to get rid of the negativity that's in your head and to push it out of the way while you put good stuff in your head. You got that? Now, today is Tuesday. We are in Zone 4, which is our master bedroom, our master bathroom, our master closet. It's where you sleep. And we're going to get everything done in that room. We've been giving missions out. It's been great. But we have got to take care of some things. We really need to take care of some things, because when you procrastinate, it's because of your perfectionism. Now, also today is Tuesday. Tuesday is our planning day. Now, I know some of you don't like that word, and that's why we have routines, because we don't have to think when we have routines. But when we take one day a week to plan our menus, to think about what's going on next week, to look and see if there's any birthday cards you need to send out, just some little things that you need to do that's going to keep your home running smoothly and you not feeling guilt. Guilt is a terrible thing. There used to be a commercial, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. Well, guilt is a terrible thing to put on your brain, because you know what guilt does to you? It ruins your body's immune system. It just beats you up all over the place. So stop feeling guilt. Okay, let's see. So today is planning day. Now, what are we going to plan? We're going to get out our calendars. Get out your calendars right now. And we're going to look at what you're cooking for the next week. Do you even know? I've for the last 2 weeks, I have been going to the freezer, taking a, a Ziploc bag down there with me, and I've been getting out a beef, a hamburger, a pork, and a chicken. One of those 4 things. Now, you say, well, that's not a whole week. Well, guess what? It's better than none, no cooking. So I'm getting 4 items out of the freezer, and I'm putting it in my refrigerator to thaw up. Now, when you plan your meals, you know exactly what you're going to cook with those items. Exactly what you're going to cook. Tonight, I'm making something with hamburger meat. I've pre-cooked the hamburger meat and the onions, and I'm going to put together some beef stroganoff for Robert. I'm fasting today, so I'm probably not going to be eating tonight because I've got some joint issues going on. I could use a couple of prayers for my knee that is keeping me up at night. It's not painful during the day, but when I lay down at night, it's weird. So I've been praying about it, but I'm going to fast for 2 or 3 days and see if that doesn't help any inflammation that's in my knee. Tulip, get out of that closet. You're not supposed to be in that closet. Anyway, so get your calendars out and think about the rest of this week. We've got Tuesday night's dinner, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, when you make up a basic weekly plan, a lot of people do Mexican on Monday. Mexican on Monday. Tuesday is tacos. That's Mexican too. But think about from a different type of food. Maybe it's pasta. Maybe you're going to make some pasta, because I didn't even include any fish in my recipe. Sometimes I've got shrimp in the freezer. I've got fish in the freezer. I don't think about it, but a lot of people do fish on Fridays. So you've got fish on Fridays. Thursday, you can have leftovers, just every man for themselves. That's what Robert did last night. He got some soup out of the freezer that was really a great soup that I had made in the winter. And he likes to heat his soup up in a double boiler. And so he had this wonderful potato soup. And you just think about the week. Wednesday, we clean out our refrigerators. So if you've got something that needs to be cooked in your refrigerator, that's the time to do it. I've got a little piece of steak, so I'm going to slice it up into little thin pieces, and I'm going to stir fry it with some vegetables and some cabbage, and I'm going to have like a teriyaki steak, which will be great. Robert loves that stuff. Teriyaki steak. So you see, it doesn't have to be hard. You just have to get it on your calendar. And this calendar is large enough to hold your menu plans. Now, one of the tips we have gotten in the past, I don't even have any Post-it notes here, but they do make a thing called Post-it note tape. This lady took the top of the Post-it note, the sticky part, and wrote her entree on it. And so once she cooked that, she moved it 2 or 3 weeks down down her calendar. 2 or 3 weeks down the calendar. And it just made she only had to think about it one time, and then when she cooks that thing, she moves it down the calendar. That's a brilliant idea. Not only does it keep you from having to do much planning, because all you got to do is look at what's on your on for that week, what you need to pick up at the grocery store. And if you have a stocked pantry, oh my goodness, you just have to buy what you use. That's how we go to the grocery store. If I use a can of tomato paste, I put tomato paste on the grocery list. If I use a block of cheese, I put cheese on the grocery list. And sometimes I have Robert get a couple of things of cheese. So you see, your grocery list is what you're using out of your pantry, not what you're going to be cooking, because you're going to use up out of your pantry the oldest items. Makes it quick and easy. So you could have a Chinese dinner one night, you could have Mexican, you could have Italian, that's pizza and spaghetti and chicken parm, and there's lots. So you could sit down with your notepad and write down all the Mexican dishes you like: tacos, enchiladas, fajitas. We love fajitas. We love fajitas. And you don't have to go to a Mexican restaurant. One night you can have pinto beans and cornbread and a pork chop, and the next night you can take those pinto beans and make refried beans out of them. So you plan for the leftovers, folks. Plan for the leftovers. So it's quite simple. Think about what you like to eat. Look back at the last week of what you've had to eat. Now, if you've had chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A, you can make your own chicken nuggets. You take one big chicken breast. Like, this is easy, y'all. One big chicken breast, and you can slice it and cut it into little pieces. I used to do this when Justin was little. There wasn't even a Chick-fil-A then, and he loved Mama's chicken nuggets. But you know what? I learned how to cook them. It was so simple. I put a little buttermilk on them, a little salt and pepper, rolled them in flour, and put them in my pan and seared them. Or you can put them in the oven and cook them. There you go. Chicken nuggets for the kids. So think about what you're cooking, what you've cooked, what you've eaten out. Put it on your calendar, and then you can rotate those things around by cooking them yourself. And when you have plenty of time, when you start thinking about what's for dinner, at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the morning, it makes it so easy. So easy. You get it on the calendar. The kids know where to look for what's for dinner. They get excited because they know they don't have to keep saying, "What's for dinner? What's for dinner? What's for dinner?" You know what's for dinner because it's on the calendar. And you hang your calendar up for everyone to see. Now, put it on a bulletin board. Put it on on your refrigerator with magnets, or you can hang it with command hooks on your refrigerator. You just have to get it up and take it down one day a week on Tuesday and plan your menus for the rest of this week and next week if you hadn't planned the menus this week. So have a basic weekly plan to your menus. Sunday, you may want to put a pot roast in your crock pot before you go to church. And then you've got dinner when you get home. Put it in the crock pot. Your crock pot is your pot roast is only as good as the gravy you put over it. Then you've got leftovers. Plan for those leftovers to turn into soup or a beef stew later on in the week. Today's the last day of summer. It's a nasty day outside here. I love cooking in the wintertime because you make pots of soup, pots of stew. It, one pot meals make me happy. They really do. So tonight I'm going to make beef stroganoff. Here's what's in it. It has a can of golden cream of mushroom soup, golden, and a tub of sour cream mixed into the hamburger and onions that I've already cooked. So it's going to take, it's like hamburger helper on steroids. It's practically takes the it takes longer to cook the pasta, the noodles, than it does to heat up the stroganoff sauce. You can serve it with a salad and some Texas toast, and you got this made. You got it made. So take some time today to plan these menus. Plan them. So you can have, I've already talked about the different types of meals: Italian, Chinese, Mexican, Japanese, whatever. Uh, But then take it to another level. Right now, I'm just pulling 4 different types of meat out of the freezer. And Robert got potatoes this week, and he got some little bitty potatoes, which I love. So that calls for green beans to go with that. So you got green beans and little tiny potatoes, all cooked in one pot, and then some sort of meat to go with that. What do you want? Pork chop? We had pork chops on Sunday. So we're not going to have pork chops that soon again. But we did my phone's blowing up with stuff. The room was stuck somewhere. Anyway, so plan your menus today. You're going to be surprised at how much money you can save when you eat out of your pantry and your freezer to plan these menus. Look in your refrigerator what needs to be cooked. Do you have a cabbage in there that needs to be cooked? Cabbage keeps a long time in the refrigerator. But plan what you're going to cook out of your pantry, out of your freezer, out of your refrigerator. And you are going to be so thrilled. I mean, here we are, the last week in September, pretty much. And people are, I mean, had the headlines on the television this morning on Fox Business, and they're talking about people already Christmas shopping. Well, things are tight, and planning your menus is going to help you get ready for the holidays. That's why we do menu planning in November. Somebody's talking about the green beans. Somebody's putting 15 bean soup on with sausage and cornbread. Yum. The other night I made a squash casserole and I put sausage in it. And Robert even said, I put sausage and cheese in it. And he said, I really like this. And he doesn't like squash. He would just like the sausage and the cheese, no squash. But it was squash and onions. So utilize your crock pot, utilize your bread machines, get those, as Leanne always said, those indentured servants going. And then when dinner time rolls around, you'll know what's for dinner. You have it going. The house is going to smell wonderful. You might even have time to put together a peach cobbler or something wonderful like that. There's apples galore out there. Make an apple crisp. Oh, Robert loves that. I've got some dried apples. I might put together an apple crisp for Robert. I heard a noise in the basement. Anyway, folks, y'all get your menus planned. Take some time and you'll be glad you did. And you're going to be so surprised at how much money you don't have to spend on groceries this week because you're utilizing what's in the refrigerator and what's in your freezer and what's in your pantry. Shrimp fried rice. Yum. And if you don't know how to cook, I've got bunches of videos on my YouTube channel on how to make different things like fried chicken. I've been making fried chicken all my life. My grandmother called it smothered chicken because she would just barely fry it and then she would put it in a pan and a skillet and put it in the oven and cover it with a lid like aluminum foil to finish cooking. And it was just yummy. But I always seasoned my chicken pieces with paprika or a little bit of hot chili pepper and black pepper and salt. And then I would add buttermilk to that. And I'd put it all in a bag. And then I'd take the flour and put in the bag and mix it all up. You never have to touch it. Just take the tongs and just put it in a little oil in your skillet and cook it. And there you have it. Take it, brown it real good, and then put it in your oven and let it finish cooking. When I use an oven, I'm using it for 2 or 3 things. Whether I'm pre-cooking some potatoes to have for potato salad next week, I utilize my oven. I love to oven cook. So everybody, I'm getting hungry for sweet potatoes too. I'm going to have to put those on the grocery list. There's nothing like a good sweet potato. Now, I only eat about a half of one. So Robert and I split them. They're so big. Chicken scampi. That sounds delicious. Anyway, folks, y'all be good, kind, and sweet, good to yourself, kind to others, and allow the sweetness and the joy that's in your heart to show the world that you're a child of God. Let's close out today with a little prayer. You got that? Okay, everybody, slow the chat down. Dear Father in heaven, thank you for giving us excitement when it comes to taking care of our family. Thank you for this inspiration to plan our menus and to provide for our family, that we don't have to eat the same thing every day, that we can have some variety in our meals. But thank you for giving us the time and a day to plan for those meals. Thank you for giving us the money to buy groceries. Thank you for keeping us healthy, because anytime we can stay out of the drive-thrus, we are going to be healthier. Thank you for sending your son to die for our sins, that one day we can spend eternity with you in heaven. We praise you, O Lord, for everything that you do for us. All these things we ask in Jesus' holy name. Amen. So y'all get out there, plan some menus today. Share some, write down everything you can think of that you can cook with hamburger meat. Just write down all the things you cook with hamburger meat. I came up with 25 things one time. Write down all the things you cook with pork, all the things you cook with bacon, all the things you cook with beef, all the things you cook with chicken. Just write it down. Write it down. So I will see you later. Bye.